Hello children, in this video we will be learning to solve quadratic equations by factorizing. Factorizing is the way in which we are writing an expression in terms of its factors. For example, let's say 6 is equal to 3 times 2. Here 3 and 2 are the factors of 6 because they are being multiplied to get 6. In the same way, we can use factorizing to solve quadratic equations. Let's directly go into an example. We have to solve the equation 3x squared plus 2x minus 1 equal to 0. Quadratic equations are in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now if we identify what a, b and c is in our example quadratic equation, what is a equal to? A is equal to 3, b is equal to 2 and c is equal to not plus 1, c is equal to minus 1. In order to factorize quadratic equations, what we should first do is we have to multiply the a value and the c value. Now here the a value is 3 and the c value is minus 1. 3 times minus 1 is equal to minus 3. After this, we have to think of two numbers that would multiply to get minus 3 and then add up to get the b value. What is the b value here? It is 2. We should think of two numbers that would multiply to get minus 3 and then add up to get 2. So now think of two numbers. We can take plus 3 and minus 1. Why? 3 times minus 1 is minus 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. After this, we should express the b term in terms of 3 and minus 1. We are basically expanding it. We can write 2x as 3x minus 1x. There's no overall effect to the equation because 3x minus x is still 2x. And then we can write the other terms in the equation as well. 3x squared here we have plus 3x minus 1x, or we can just write it as minus x as well, minus 1 equal to 0. Now after this, we should separate this equation into two parts, exactly from the middle like this. And we have to rewrite it within two separate brackets like this. 3x squared plus 3x plus minus x minus 1 equal to 0. We have written 3x squared plus 3x in one bracket and minus x minus 1 in the other bracket. After that, we should factorize each individual bracket. We should factorize 3x squared plus 3x individually and minus x minus 1 individually. How can we factorize 3x squared plus 3x? We can take the common factor out. What is the common factor here? It is 3x. What is remaining inside the brackets? 3x squared divided by 3x is just x. And when we take 3x from 3x, it's just 1 because 3x divided by 3x is 1. And now here, this is very important, listen up. We have to make what's inside the brackets of the second part equal to what's inside the brackets of the first part. Now here we have x plus 1. Now we have to make the brackets of the second part x plus 1 as well. How can we do that? We can take minus 1 out of the second brackets. We can factorize minus 1 out of the second brackets. Taking minus 1 out. So what's remaining inside the brackets? X plus 1. Now can you see that here x plus 1 is within the brackets and here also x plus 1 is within the brackets. After this, the process is very simple. We have to write what is outside the brackets inside one bracket and what is inside the brackets in another separate bracket like this. Here we have 3x and minus 1. So we write within one bracket 3x minus 1. And the other part we have is x plus 1 here and x plus 1 here. We can write x plus 1 within the other pair of brackets like this, equal to 0. That is equal to 0 in the previous step as well. Now we are done with the factorizing part. Now we have to solve the equation. In order to solve the equation, we should equate each of these brackets to 0. 3x minus 1 equals 0 and x plus 1 equals 0 as well. Why are we doing it? Because if a term is multiplied by 0, what is the product here? It's 0. So if one of these brackets are equated to 0, the overall product is equal to 0. If we equate one of these brackets 0, the overall product will also be 0. So here we can equate 3x minus 1 equals 0 and x plus 1 equal to 0. Now it's simply solving the equation here. We can take minus 1 to the other side. 3x equal to 1. And then we can divide both sides by 3. X is equal to 1 over 3. This is one answer. What is the other answer here? We have x plus 1 equals 0. We can simply take 1 to the other side. X equal to minus 1. This is the other solution. Let's move on to our second example. 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 equal to 0. Here first of all we should identify the a, b and c values. A is equal to 2, b is equal to minus 7 and c is equal to plus 3. After that we should multiply the a and c values. 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is equal to 6. Now we should think of two numbers that would multiply to get 6 and then add up to get minus 7. Now think of the two numbers. The two numbers are minus 6 and minus 1. Why? Because minus 6 times minus 1 is 6. And minus 6 minus 1 is minus 7. Now we can expand this equation and write it 2x squared minus 6x. We are writing minus 7x as minus 6x minus x plus 3 equal to 0. Now we can divide this equation into two parts and rewrite it as 2x squared minus 6x within one bracket and minus x plus 3 within the other bracket equal to 0. First of all, factorize the first pair of brackets. We can take 2x out because 2x is common to both of them. What is remaining inside the brackets? 2x squared divided by 2x. X minus 6x divided by 2x is minus 3. Now we can factorize the next set of brackets so that what is within the brackets will be equal to x minus 3. How can we do that? We can take minus 1 out. What is remaining within the brackets then? X minus 3 equal to 0. After this we can write what is outside the brackets. 2x minus 1 within a pair of brackets. 2x minus 1 and then x minus 3 within another pair of brackets equal to 0. Now we can equate each of the brackets to 0. 2x minus 1 equal to 0. X minus 3 is equal to 0. Let's solve the first equation. We can take minus 1 to the other side as plus 1. Becomes 2x equal to 1. And then we can divide both sides by 2. X is equal to 1/2. That is one solution. And then the other solution, we can take minus 3 here to the other side as plus 3 to give us x equal to 3. That is the other solution. Let's take another example. X squared minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. Stay tuned until the end of this explanation because I have to teach you an easy method to solve these kinds of equations. We have to identify a, b and c first. What is a here? What is in front of x squared? It's just 1. So a is equal to 1. What is b? Here minus 5. B is equal to minus 5. What about c? C is equal to plus 6. First of all, we have to multiply 1 and 6. 1 multiplied by 6 is just 6. Now we should think of two terms that can be multiplied to get 6 and that can be added to get minus 5. Now think of two terms like that. What are the two terms? We can do minus 3 and minus 2, because minus 3 times minus 2 is plus 6, and minus 3 minus 2 is minus 5. After this, we can expand this equation. X squared, we can write minus 5x as minus 3x minus 2x plus 6 equal to 0. Then we can separate this equation into brackets. X squared minus 3x within one pair of brackets plus minus 2x plus 6 within the other pair of brackets equal to 0. Now we should factorize the first pair of brackets. X is common. What is remaining within the brackets? X minus 3. Now we should make what's inside the other pair of brackets equal to x minus 3 as well. How can we do that? We can take minus 2 out of the brackets. So what's remaining inside? Minus 2x divided by minus 2 is x, and 6 divided by minus 2 is minus 3 equal to 0. Now we can write what is outside the brackets within a pair of brackets and what is inside the brackets within another pair of brackets. What is outside the brackets here? X and minus 2. So we can write x minus 2 within a pair of brackets, and then x minus 3 within another pair of brackets. Now we can equate both of them to 0. X minus 2 equal to 0 and x minus 3 is equal to 0. In the first equation, we can take minus 2 to the other side as plus 2. So x is equal to 2. That's one solution. And here we can take minus 3 to the other side as plus 3. X equal to 3. That is the other solution. Now children, can you see here that a is equal to 1? In quadratic equations where a is equal to 1, we can factorize this equation directly with the factors that we got previously without doing the steps I told you. The steps I told you we can use specifically when a is not equal to 1. But here, since a is equal to 1, we can write these factors directly within the brackets, like x minus 3 multiplied by x minus 2 equals 0, and continue to solve the equation. Let's take another example just like this. X squared plus 7x plus 12 equal to 0. Now we can see that here a is equal to 1. So think of two numbers that would multiply to get 12 and then add up to get 7. What will the two numbers be? Think. They are 4 and 3, because 4 times 3 is 12. 4 plus 3 is 7. Well done. And now since a is 1, we can use the easy method that I taught you previously. We can write x plus 4 within one pair of brackets and x plus 3 within the other pair of brackets equal to 0. Now we can equate each of these brackets 0. X plus 4 is equal to 0 and x plus 3 is equal to 0. In the first equation, we can take plus 4 to the other side as minus 4. X equal to minus 4. That is one solution. And then in the second equation, we can take plus 3 to the other side as minus 3. X equal to minus 3. That is the other solution. Let's move on to some questions regarding solving equations using factorization. The first question is 2x squared plus 4x equal to 0. Pause this video and try to solve it before I do. The question is very simple. We can see that there are common factors in this. What are the common factors? 2 and x. So we can take 2x out of the brackets. What will be remaining inside the brackets? 2x squared divided by 2x, it's just x. And then 4x divided by 2x is plus 2 equal to 0. Now we can equate each 2x and x plus 2 to 0. 2x equals 0 here. X plus 2 equal to 0 here. Here we can divide both sides by 2. Still, the answer for x is 0. And then in second equation, we can take plus 2 to the other side as minus 2. X is equal to minus 2. Let's move on to our second question. 6x squared minus 5x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now here, as we can see, the coefficient of x squared, which is a, is not equal to 1. So we cannot use the simple method. We have to use the longer route. Here a is equal to 6, b is equal to minus 5, and then c is equal to minus 6. Let's carry on with our usual processes. We have to multiply a and c, which is 6 times minus 6 equal to minus 36. And then now we should think of two numbers that would multiply to get minus 36 and would add up to get minus 5. Think of two numbers now. We can take plus 4 and minus 9. So now we can write minus 5x as plus 4x minus 9x. Now we can write the rest of the equation. 6x squared minus 6 equal to 0. Now we can divide the equation into two parts. 6x squared plus 4x plus minus 9x minus 6 equal to 0. We can factorize the first set of brackets here. What is common? The common factor is 2x. What is remaining within the bracket? 6x squared divided by 2x is 3x plus 4x divided by 2x is 2. Now we should equate what's within the second set of brackets to 3x plus 2. How can we do that? We can take minus 3 out of the brackets. So what will be remaining inside the brackets here? Minus 9x divided by minus 3 is equal to 3x. Minus 6 divided by minus 3 is equal to plus 2 equal to 0. And then after that we can write what is outside the brackets together and what is inside the brackets together. 2x and minus 3 are outside the brackets. So we write 2x minus 3. Then what is inside the brackets? 3x plus 2 equal to 0. We can equate each individual bracket 0. 2x minus 3 equals 0. 3x plus 2 equal to 0. We can take minus 3 to the other side as plus 3. 2x equal to 3. We can divide by both sides by 2. X will be equal to 3 over 2. And in the other equation we can take plus 2 to the other side as minus 2. 3x equal to minus 2. And we can divide both sides by 3. X equal to minus 2 over 3. Coming into the third question, x squared minus 9 is equal to 0. Now this is a special type of quadratic equation that is called difference of 2 squared. I will be explaining more about that in our next video. So if I explain this in simple terms, when equations are in the form of a squared minus b squared, the easy way to simplify it is a plus b multiplied by a minus b. Now here can you see that there is a 9. What is 9? 9 is equal to 3 squared. Now we can write this equation as x squared minus 3 squared is equal to 0 as well. Now can you see that this equation is in the form of this equation? So we can factorize it just like I showed you. Write x plus 3 within one bracket and x minus 3 within the other pair of brackets and then equal to 0. We can equate each of the brackets 0. X plus 3 equals 0. X minus 3 equal to 0. In the first equation we can take plus 3 to the other side as minus 3. X equal to minus 3. That's one solution. And in the other equation x minus 3 equals 0. We can take minus 3 to the other side as plus 3. X equal to 3. Let's take another example question from difference of 2 squared. Fourth question, 4x squared minus 16 equal to 0. Now here we can see that 4 is common to both of these terms. So we can first of all factorize it out. If we can factorize 4 out, what is remaining within the brackets? X squared minus 4 equal to 0. Now can you see that here also 4 is equal to 2 squared. We can rewrite this 4 times x squared minus 2 squared here. And then we can use our previous rule from difference of 2 squared to factorize this part. X squared minus a squared when factorized will be equal to x plus a multiplied by x minus a. So same here, 4 times x plus 2 multiplied by x minus 2 equal to 0. We can ignore out this 4 because if we divide 4 from both the sides, 0 divided by 4 is going to be equal to 0. So there's no overall effect to the equation. Now we can equate each of the brackets to 0. X plus 2 equal 0. X minus 2 equal to 0. In the first equation, we can take plus 2 to the other side as minus 2. X equal minus 2 here. In the second equation, we can take minus 2 to the other side as plus 2. X equal to 2. Now let's take one final question for solving equations using factorization, which is minus 2x squared plus 7x minus 3 equal to 0. Here a is not equal to 1, so we cannot use the simple method. A is instead equal to minus 2 and b is equal to 7. C is equal to minus 3. What do we have to do? We have to multiply a and c together, which is minus 2 times minus 3 equal to 6. Now we should think of two numbers that would multiply to get 6 and then add up to get plus 7. Think of two numbers. It is 6 and 1. Well done. Now we can expand this equation. Minus 2x squared plus 6x plus x minus 3 equal to 0. After this, we can divide this equation into two parts as usual and then rewrite it as minus 2x squared plus 6x plus x minus 3 equal to 0. We can factorize the first part here by taking minus 2x out of the brackets. Minus 2x, and what is remaining within the brackets? Minus 2x squared divided by minus 2x. It's x. Plus 6x divided by minus 2x is minus 3. And we have to make the second set of brackets such that it is equal to x minus 3. It is already x minus 3. What we have to take is, it's just 1. We just have to take plus 1 out of the brackets because it's already x minus 3. And now we have to write what is outside the brackets within one set of brackets. What is outside the brackets? Minus 2x plus 1. What is inside the brackets? X minus 3 equal to 0. We can equate each of the brackets 0. Minus 2x plus 1 equals 0. X minus 3 equal to 0. We can take minus 2x to the other side as plus 2x to make it positive. 1 equal to 2x. We can divide both sides by 2 to get x as 1/2. We can solve the second equation as well. X minus 3, we can take minus 3 to the other side as plus 3. X is equal to plus 3. That is our second solution. So children, that is the end of today's video. If you have any questions, post them down in the comment section down below. Make sure that you like the video and subscribe to my channel for more maths, physics and chemistry content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.